Hey, hey, I'm Ayuma Michelle, and welcome to Let's with Ayuma. This is an online safe space where I'm empowering millennial women just like me to thrive with purpose. Today's video, I'm going to cover how to build your greatest success story. And you'll be surprised with the turn of events, right? So today, I realized that there's so many success stories out there. I'm sure even if you go on YouTube, when people talk about success stories, there's so much out there, and many people talk about facts. Many people talk about their unique journeys in life and stuff like that. But today, I'd like to challenge you with something interesting. Do you know facts aren't enough? I know many people talk about facts and talk about the economy. Does the economy ensure that you'll be successful? Does the patterns of your life, does it show that you'll be successful? But I recently came to realize that in this world that we're operating in, for your success story to truly come out, facts aren't enough. And I know that sounds a bit contradictory, but story time. There's this man in the Bible that I really, really do admire. He's called Joshua. And there's a time that Joshua was sent out by God. He was literally like the military leader of the Israelite people. Joshua was mentored by Moses, and when Moses passed on, he made sure that he had already mentored Joshua to take over, the leadership of the Israelite people so that they would get into the promised land. Remember, only two people in that generation, in Joshua's generation, got to see the promised land. That is Joshua and Caleb. And that is because when they were sent out by Moses to survey the land, so that they can come back and say, give a report about what exactly they saw, what did they see, and how can these people position themselves to take over that land. They're the only two people literally in their generation who brought up a good report. And because of that, they became the only two people who would get to see the promised land. And so this is Joshua. He's now the military leader, and he's taken up that baton and he's like, yes, we are going to conquer this land. They are now in the process of conquering the lands which were promised to them by God, by their ancestors, and also by their leaders. But then what happened? One time, what was actually happening and what he was actually trained is that follow directions. And only after you follow directions and hear from God, only then will you go and pursue a particular piece of land. But then what happened is that he did not consult with God. And because he did not consult with God, they fought this battle and they got squashed, like they failed miserably. This land that they were supposed to conquer, it was called AI. I don't know how maybe the particular, particular culture pronounces that. Some people say IE, others say AI. For now I'll just say AI. So can you imagine being squashed, being plundered to the ground? And then at that time they were known as the most powerful people. Like, oh my goodness, fear these people because they've never failed a battle. And then because of you, the leader, people have failed, like your nation has failed. And imagine with military stuff, that means people's lives were taken. So imagine then again coming to a point where you are actually supposed to face the same people. You're supposed to challenge the same lands. And I tell you, by this time, there were other people who've heard about them and have heard about their defeat. And they're like, oh, we are now even more confident. We are going to partner with other people. And now he wasn't just going to fight one group of people later on. He ended up fighting. He had to conquer 5 kingdoms, 5 kings. Can you imagine? This one territory has failed you. Now you have to conquer 5. And at this time, they literally had to put their A game on. And so what Joshua did is that he had to have faith. And I'm honestly feeling as though this is where we are right now in the world. For you to truly succeed, you have to have faith. And mind you, faith in this world, I am sure it is not going with statistics, and it's not going with the way things have been going or patterns or what experts are saying and stuff like that. He had to honestly believe that he could actually win this. And he had to have faith that if indeed God had said it, that I could actually win, then this time round I am going to win. The first time I thought that by my might and my strength as an amazing military commander who's never failed a battle, I could win. But clearly God set him straight. And he was like, my friend, it's not because of you that that you're winning. It's because of me. It's because of that battle that I've already won for you, that then you go into that battlefield and you win. So this time round, what happened is that God is the one who gave Joshua the land. He said, I have given you this land. Go and claim it. So what Joshua had to do was simply go by faith, encourage his men, those who are fighting, encourage the people that, guess what? Last time it was me who was leading you out of my own wisdom and strength. That is great wisdom and humility. But that this time God himself has said we can go, and he's given us that land, so that let us go by faith and know that we will take over that land. And mind you, they literally had to do so much practice, so much work. Like literally the kingdoms they were going to battle, they were overnumbered, they were outnumbered. But imagine, by faith, do you know what ended up happening? Joshua went, fought. Not only did they conquer that land, but also God came on board, and there were hailstones. And when you look at military strategy, fighting somebody on the land versus fighting from the air is one of the most powerful military strategies. And so that's why God literally came through for this man, and God came through for these people, not only by literally stopping the sun for almost a day, but literally by also pouring hail that actually killed so many of those people. And the records prove that actually more people were killed through that hailstone than actually through the battles that was led by Joshua. So you see what this means? It means that for you to truly take over those huge battles, huge challenges, huge generational curves, you will need to have faith. And sometimes having faith goes against the facts of how many numbers do you have, how many years of experience do you have, what do you know, what kind of family do you come from, so that people can even know that this is the kind of stuff that you can do. For myself, for example, I come from a family where there's been a generational legacy of unequally yoked marriages. And for me, by faith, I do honestly believe that I'm going to create a first generation godly marriage. That the evidence shows from my family that nothing like that has ever happened. Evidence shows that I don't even have an example or mentorship from people in my family that this is actually possible. But do you know what? By faith, I trust and believe that it is going to come to pass. By faith, I'm going to discipline myself and make sure that I do not even entertain men who do not care for God as much as I do. By faith, I am going to seek out mentorship from women, from godly couples in equally yoked marriages, so that they can pour into me, so that they can train me, so that they can teach me what it is like. Because you can't just suddenly start building it. You need to surround yourself with people who speak that language, who affirm you, who walk with you, who correct you, who challenge you, who rebuke you, but also who encourage you to keep pursuing this. You need people, your dream tribe. Remember the video about the dream tribe? You need a dream tribe of people who are speaking your language, who encourage you and who push you forward towards this thing that you're truly pursuing, right? So that is my example. And that's just one of the examples in my life. The other one is, obviously, I'm the first generation entrepreneur, woman entrepreneur in my family. There's no trace of other women entrepreneurs in my family. It has always been men, the strongest my dad. But he'd never really given me that knowledge or awareness that, hey, you can also be an entrepreneur. You see? So this is me going by faith, believing that I can actually sustain myself for the rest of my life, actually as a female entrepreneur. Even though I'm the first in my family, I didn't receive any coaching. I didn't receive any example. I wasn't welcomed into spaces where men were thinking about innovation and entrepreneurship. But by faith, I started a business. My first business obviously did not work. But by faith, I started Let's, learning from the lessons from my previously failed business, and I carried on the lessons and I've built it. I've also invested in myself, sought out entrepreneurship courses, constantly speaking with fellow entrepreneurs, constantly learning from my clients and all of the mistakes that I've made as well, but also from my successes. That's what living by faith is. I'm not just depending on facts. I am not even depending on the economy. What are statistics saying? Oh, about women. What are statistics saying about women? And oh, you people cannot be succeeded because of all of these things. But by faith, I'm trusting and believing that that passion and that vision that God has placed in my heart, that it is actually possible. But guess what? It is not going to just come easy. I need to do the work. If God has already promised and says that seek ye first the kingdom of God and all these things will be added unto you, I trust and believe that it will be possible. So what am I doing? I'm seeking God's kingdom first, believing that all the other things in my life, be it a godly relationship, be it amazing kingdom work, but also encouraging and inspiring generations of women just like me, people like you, to be their very best, to pour into your lives and to serve you with my gifts of encouragement and teaching. It is possible. So I'd like to challenge you. What are the facts that are keeping you behind? What facts, what statistics, what patterns have been keeping you, have been speaking a false story to you and keeping you back, keeping you trapped in the past instead of pushing you forward by faith? And number two, what are you willing and daring yourself to have faith that it's going to be possible in your life? And what action are you effectively today are you going to start taking to make sure that you move yourself forward by faith despite what the facts are telling you? What new generational curves are starting to happen through you? Are you seeing yourself as a pioneer woman? Are you seeing yourself positioned as a pioneer woman or as a matriarch in a lineage, a long lineage to come in your family and in your area of inspiration and in your area of impact? Just ask yourself these questions. There are a couple of things, I'm sure there are signs. The signs are everywhere, my dear. So you will need to sit down and ask yourself, despite the facts, despite the patterns, despite what I have been used to, despite what I have seen in my life, despite my past, what am I willing to do to make sure that I unlock a whole new generational curve in my family, in my life, in the people that I serve, so that they can not only thrive, but that I can also thrive? I ask you to do that. And it's not selfish to think about yourself and creating a new start for yourself. In fact, it's one of the most beautiful and loving things you can do for yourself. Okay? So that's all for today. I hope this encourages you. I hope that despite what you might see on the TV, what other people are doing, whatever your family has been doing, I challenge you to honestly believe that you are the change. It does not matter what all those narratives are. You are the change and you are the future. Are you willing to believe in it? And are you willing to challenge yourself to move forward by faith, trusting and believing that you are the change and you will make the difference? I believe you will, but do you? Okay? So that's all for today. This is Let's with Ayuma, an online safe space that I started for millennial women just like me to thrive with purpose. Remember to comment below what things you're going to actually change in your life, what generational curves you're going to change. What are you having faith in that you're going to try to pursue, not even try, what you're going to pursue and what you're going to achieve? Please comment below. And don't forget to like and to subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.